Thank you, JP, for that. Amazing. I'm going to set up my timer here so that way I can make sure I don't go too long. Boom. Good answer. Excellent. And water near all this equipment. Good idea. All right, everyone. I'm here to talk to you guys about social media in strange places. And in order to do that, I'm going to be discussing two things to set the stage for that. First, to know what is strange, we need to know what was strange before and what is no longer strange. What is becoming no longer strange? This point is working great now, whatever happened before. And then, here's the takeaway. This good? Oh yeah. It sounded really nice and loud when I was standing before. So now can you hear me?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So, in any case, I'm going to set the stage for what's strange, so that way I can tell you about two strange but really valuable things that I want you guys to take away from this conference, from my perspective at least. And then we'll go over it all again. So first of all, what is strange anyway, right? What do we mean by strange? Well, this picture may look a little strange, right? Cards on the right side. This is the British Virgin Islands. But if I flip the picture, this thing is not really strange anymore, right? Cards on the left side. So it's all relative. My point is it's all relative. I'm going to bring up some things that you guys may say, oh, I do that every day. But then I'll show you the statistic that, no, actually you're strange. You're not normal. Okay, you are. So what social media is no longer strange these days, right? And by the way, I have about 60 slides, and they're going to be available online, so don't try to write it all down. No point. There we go. So shopping online with social media, point to that, is no longer strange, right? Amazon.com, though people don't think of it as a social media site, it is, because it's got user ratings and user comments and user pictures. Looking at pictures online, no longer strange with friends, right? Facebook's the #1 photo sharing website, Flickr's one of those. Watching videos online, we already talked about that, how it's totally social now, it's normal. #2 search engine, and then there's this website, I forget the name of it, making friends, social networking online, no longer strange, right? In fact, social networking is the #1 time spent online activity right now. This is mainstream compared to other things like gaming. In fact, Facebook is a special phenomenon. It's far and above away the most popular social networking site beyond these little ones down at the bottom like Twitter and LinkedIn are way down there at the bottom with 100 million users, which is a lot, but it's not 850 million users, which is what Facebook says they have. And the point of this graph is to say, Facebook, okay, everybody's on Facebook here, right? No? Yes? It's strange not to be on Facebook. That's the point. And because of that, some interesting things are now, some opportunities for social media to go into places it hasn't been before is now happening. So, what's next, right? What's becoming not so strange? The self-driving car, for example. Twitter. It's a lot of people on Twitter here, but it's not the norm. It's getting there. Business networking on LinkedIn, becoming mainstream soon. It's on the way. Coupons. Business recommendations. This is becoming more and more normal. Listening to music socially. Raising money socially. Asking questions online socially using a social network. Finding a cab using a social network. Very interesting. Uber is kind of a fun, I don't know why it's advancing itself, but it's kind of interesting. It's a little game, right? You're not doing it. Anyways, Uber Cab is an app where you can actually say, I want a car to come pick me up, and you can see the ratings of the cars, and when they pick you up, they can rate you, so they can decide if they want to pick you up. So, it's kind of interesting. So when social media goes to strange places, there's some valuable things that occur. But let's dive into that. Get it? Oh, thank you. So we can pretend. So what does it all mean, right? One more social media will be happening as these become more mainstream. More time is going to be going to social media. It's just going to become the activity to be. So the point is, if you're not on social media, you're not being seen. Now this is a nice still from Blade Runner. If you can't tell, there's a flying car on there. What's really strange now, flying cars, is their value. And there's two really strange but valuable things I want to talk to you guys about. That is Foursquare and location-based services. And I'm back, there we go. And the other is Chatter and the idea of social collaboration within the enterprise. So I could do hour-long presentations about each, so hold on tight. Okay, so Foursquare. This is the location-based services, a location-based service. And the idea, the distinction between Foursquare and other social networks, it's also a social network, is that with Facebook you can like a product, right? You can like Toyota, you can like the Prius. With Foursquare you can actually go to Toyota and say that you are there. It's not like in Toyota, it's I'm at Toyota. So that's the major shift, right? The difference. But doing this is strange. There's only 4% of US adults who have checked in somewhere on Foursquare. 1 in 10 smartphone owners. It's becoming more and more and more adopted. In fact, there's people who are checking in at your businesses, you might not even know it. I talked with somebody today who has a ski area, not this one, and they were looking into Foursquare, and I showed them on my phone the check, no, it's not moving. I showed them, oh look, there's people checking in at your ski area. You didn't know about this, and look at the things they're saying about you, and it's an interesting opportunity. And when I checked in today on Foursquare at Gunstock, the Gunstock people saw it and replied to me on Twitter and said, hey, welcome to Gunstock. So there's some interesting marketing opportunities. It looks like this. Within the tool, you're able to basically see a list of where your friends are. You can see a map somewhere in there. Here we go. It's probably my fault. I probably set timing on the slides. There we go. You can see a map of where your friends are. You can see what they're doing. And it's some interesting benefits to you as using it. You might be able to say, oh look, Tracy's getting boots at the ski company area right there. Hey, Tracy, can you get me some boots? Send her a text. Hey, I want to get some new goggles. When you're using the tool, you're able to get some benefits as a consumer. You're able to find recommendations because it knows where you've been and where your friends have been, and it might say, oh, you've been to that pizza place. Well, people who go to this pizza place also like to go to this bar later in the day, so we recommend that that's the place that you take a look at. So you can get recommendations out of the tool. And when you use the tool, businesses tend to offer discounts. You can't see it on the screen here, but for example, JCPenney offers $10 off a purchase of $50 or more if you go to JCPenney and check in on Foursquare. So I've used that a couple times, and it's not bad to save 20 bucks or 10 bucks in a purchase just for saying I'm here. And you can choose whether you want to tell the world about it or just tell your friends on Foursquare. But there's some benefits to business, and this is where you guys tune in. When you check in, you can actually say, I want to share this on Facebook, or I want to share this on Twitter. And this is some pictures here of what that looks like when it goes on Facebook and Twitter. And if you think about it, the average number of friends people have on Facebook is about 130. So in this case, this check-in turned into a post on Facebook that this person went to Agave Bistro in Portsmouth, and then a friend of hers liked it. So between the two of those Facebook posts, there's a possible 260 impressions from people seeing this check-in on Facebook. It's, it's not 100%, it's not one-to-one. But, and down here on Twitter, Mike over here, Jeff actually checked in at Mike's Pastry in Boston. He's got 1,000 followers, so that's 1,000 impressions there. Now, if you wanted to buy all these impressions in an ad on Facebook, the CPM is about 29 cents per 1,000 impressions, right? So that's about 1,000 impressions that we saw on the screen from those check-ins. If you wanted to buy that, that was about 29 cents, but because the people just freely checked in and shared that they were there, suddenly that value was realized. And the point is to encourage check-ins on these networks because you get free advertising, free word of mouth advertising. And you can learn how to do this at foursquare.com/business. And it's free for businesses, and they have case studies on there, like this one about Angelo's Steakhouse that had a $18,000 ROI from doing one Foursquare campaign. It's very interesting. The details of how they did it are on there, and there's a book out called Location-Based Marketing for Dummies if you want to learn more. It's pretty awesome. So, doing good on timing. Now we'll talk about Chatter. So, how many of you guys have heard of Chatter? There was a Super Bowl commercial. It wasn't effective. I had the Black Eyed Peas in it. So there's this concept called the social divide, right? Remember that graph I showed you where 850 million people on Facebook? When you go to work, you're on Outlook, if you're lucky, right? When you go to work, you're not on Facebook doing your work. You're at home, you interact socially with your personal life. You go on Facebook, you see how your friends are doing, you go on Twitter, you might look at Flickr, or you might go on Amazon and see customer reviews. You have this experience socially at home, but then you go to work and you're inside of a box. And this concept of the social divide is that people are pushing up from the bottom up and basically saying, I want to be able to like things that happen in my company, and I want to be able to have a threaded discussion when things happen, like I can on Facebook, within my company. And it kind of points to this thing that Rick talked about, which is this concept of the social enterprise. And it's what this conference is helping to support in many, many, many ways. Parts of it include marketing and customer service and other parts on the wheel here. And what I want to talk about is social collaboration within a company. So what do I mean by that? Not that. What do I mean by social collaboration within a company? What I don't mean is going on Twitter and saying, oh, I just closed a sale with this company and I charged them this much, but I gave them a 20% discount and here's the link to the contract. I'm saying don't do that. That's what I mean by social collaboration online. There's secure tools that can let you do this, and there's some benefits from doing this social collaboration within your business. Chatter, as I mentioned, with that Black Eyed Peas commercial that no one saw, or remembered, more like, is a tool that's basically like a secure and private Facebook for your internal business processes. It's a really interesting concept. And in my opinion, it's a when, not an if. That was a sneeze, not oh my gosh. It's okay, Ashley. You're allergic to chatter? It's a when, not an if, in my opinion, that these social collaboration tools come to businesses. And the reason why is because, okay, I remember who's had the real one in the 70s? Before email in businesses, all right? Can you imagine before email? All right, there were these things called interdepartment envelopes that went around businesses, and they're still existing today. This one has a 2011 date on it, those poor souls. The idea of if I need to put a piece of paper, I need a memo to go to the building down the street that's part of my big complex, how am I going to get it there? There's people whose jobs it was to just move these things around. Before email, we had these awful envelopes. And it was interesting, but now we have email, which came to save us, right? Now we have email, and it's so awesome. We don't have to do this anymore. Look at this. We've got buttons across the top of this thing here, and these folders. Look at this. Junk mail with 2,100 messages, right? Business email is awesome. No. It's getting to be a little too tough. It's getting clogged. It's overused. There's a paradigm that's happening, a shift. And it's this idea of social collaboration within the enterprise for things that are appropriate for discussion outside of email. And Chatter is a tool that can help facilitate this, that can help bring social networking internally to your business, so that way you can get out of the email bondage there. Some examples, people can post up within the private feed. People can, for example, put a proposal up and say, here's a proposal draft I'm working on. And they can just include just their coworker group and say, what do you think? And then somebody can comment and say, oh, I think it's a good idea, I'll edit it, repost it, and there's a customer service opportunity there because you can actually say, oh, this just happened and somebody was saying they never got a refund, and then somebody could jump in the discussion, the credit discussion, and say, oh yeah, well, actually we put the credit card number in wrong. They'll get it in 3 to 5 days, and somebody suggests, hey, let's give her a discount for that. So all the awesome social collaboration you get in Facebook can occur inside your company with a tool like this. Now, here's the best part. Chatter, by the way, this tool and these ideas have actually yielded real returns. People are seeing like 30% less email when they use this. That's interesting. 27% fewer meetings, productivity boosts from using social media. Can you imagine inside your company, internally? And the best part about it is that there's a fighter jet. The best part about it is that Chatter is free, right? This is a free tool, and it's going to show up here. There it is. It's a free tool. And you can go to chatter.com to download the clients, and you can start collaborating internally, just like Foursquare. It's a very strange idea, right? Like, I can like my comment, I can like just something that's happening within the business, but it's available for you to be able to bring social media to your business internally and escape that email chain. There. So, again, 2 really strange but valuable things that I want you guys to know about, and I'm glad that you do now. So just quickly recap. Shopping photos, videos, making friends, standard stuff, right? No longer strange. It's mainstream activity, social media. Twitter, business reviews, coupons, business networking. That's almost on the verge of becoming something that's totally normal like Facebook. On the very edge is things like location-based services with your mobile phone, and the social enterprise, which you can leverage for your business now for free with Foursquare and Chatter. So thank you very much. All right, good. I actually managed to get some question room in there. So who has questions about using location-based services? Ashley. or whatever. Great.
Why Chatter versus Yammer?
Well, the reason why I brought up Chatter is because it has a scalable architecture. And I didn't get to actually talk about this, but I went past this slide for timing purposes, so I'm glad you asked. All of them are good services, and Yammer's another one that's free, and a lot of businesses are using it internally as well.
We use it at my work.
Excellent. Is it awesome?
It's pretty cool. We use it in one department, not exactly a full company adoption yet, but one department gets good use out of it. I want to know why you would choose Chatter over that, since I've never heard of Chatter, but I've heard of Yammer.
Right, so the question is, there's another service called Yammer that's just like Chatter in terms of social collaboration. And the difference between Yammer and Chatter in my eyes is that Yammer is a platform for social collaboration that doesn't extend too much farther down the business. They're working on it, but they don't have these integrations yet into things like CRM. And Chatter is built as part of Salesforce.com's platform. So if you use Chatter and you choose to integrate it into Salesforce.com, then you have your sales system or your service system built into the Chatter system. So what ends up happening is, you know, on Facebook when you like become friends with somebody, it creates a news feed story, and then other people can comment on that and like that. When you integrate Chatter with Salesforce, when a sale closes, that becomes a news feed in the internal business system, and then suddenly people can like that and comment on that and become educated about what's happening within the sales system through the social media tool. So that's a really interesting opportunity for businesses to be able to kind of move that direction. But both of them are good, and realistically, I say try one of them and see what happens with at least one other coworker. Try using it to see how it goes. Any other questions? Thank you.
Do you have just for the newbies, do you have a stripped down version of Foursquare? Can you just give it like stripped down?
Yes, yes. Question is, can I just give the very, very, very basic outline of Foursquare, review that with you guys? So for using it, if you want to actually go use it.
What it is, just Foursquare is.
Right. So Foursquare is an app that you can get on your phone, and it basically allows you to, it uses your GPS, it allows you to see what businesses are around you, and enables to find out where your friends are and what businesses they are at. And you can use that service to actually say, I am at this business. Like, I came here today and opened my phone and I said, oh, I see nearby is Gunstock. I'm at Gunstock. I'm at this service, at this business. And I pushed the button and I said, I'm here. Then all of my friends on the service got a notification that said, Walter's at the Gunstock Resort. And in that check-in, in that note, I said, I'm at the AHA NH Social Media Business Summit. And I tweeted that check-in to my friends. And then everybody could see where I was, and they can click in and learn more about the business that I checked in at. And there's a business opportunity there, as I mentioned, because when these things happen, it's a word of mouth event, right? Suddenly people learn about that business. It's like a free advertisement because I checked in here. My point is that businesses have an opportunity to encourage check-ins to get people to do more of that, to spread the word about themselves, and you can do that through offering deals and other ways to get people to check in. And you can learn more about that at foursquare.com/business. No problem. All right, thanks very much.